Hello, dear friends. Very often the people of Kazakhstan, it is suggested that people lived well in the Soviet Union. Is it really? In the Soviet Union, there was a deficit of almost everything. There were no good shoes, clothes, furniture, and cars. All my childhood and yours under the Soviet regime passed in line for food. But the most unpleasant when a few hours I was in queue for example, for a sausage, and it ends in front of you. If the foreigners accidentally in the USSR, they joked that in the Soviet Union of the sausage, beer, butter and other are two types of sausage, beer, butter. Is there or not it? Was a double standards policy. Communist party bosses traveled on lengthy business trips to Western Europe and the United States, and we have been close to the people of the road abroad. We were not allowed abroad. On television and in the newspapers, we were told as a Western workers, starving and torment. And we believed in this because we have never been abroad. There were very few cars in the Soviet Union, and they were very expensive for a simple Soviet citizen. If in Germany, West Germany, and the USA there were 600 to 800 cars per 1,000 inhabitants, then in the Soviet Union there were 3 or 4 cars per 1,000 inhabitants. If you wanted to buy a color TV in the Soviet Union, you had to wait in line for 4 to 5 years. But the hardest thing was that there was no freedom of speech. It was forbidden to express oneself freely. There were only 2 channels on which endless showed communist congresses and conferences. If concerts were occasionally shown, these were songs verified by censorship, praising communist ideology and the Soviet system. Usually performed these songs mistresses of Soviet leaders. Young people were forbidden to listen to contemporary Western pop and rock music. Under the prohibition, there were modern variety musical flows. In the Soviet Union, we never saw toilet paper, diapers for children, hygienic gaskets for women, and much more. In the Soviet Union, the sign of getting up and wealth was if someone had a genes in the family. We have heard a lot of chewing gums in my childhood, but there were no shops in stores. Therefore, if someone's parents bought chewing gum from speculators, and this child brought a chewing gum to the class, then the whole class chewed one chewing gum in turn. I would never want to return to the totalitarian Soviet Union. I want to live in modern, developed, and independent Kazakhstan. Thank you for your attention. Bye bye.